Cool. Okay, so when I picked this title, it was more because as people start to use large language models, especially in our industry, and realize how powerful they are with unstructured data, the more this question started coming up, right? And so I thought it'd be fun to shine a light on it a bit. I didn't realize how great the reaction from Sam would be. It was really fun. Okay, so that said, my name is Justin. I'm the CEO and founder of Lundy, Inc. And originally, actually, my CTO was going to be here to talk to you. He's quite literally working on the bleeding edge of large language models and the data, and so I thought his perspective would be pretty interesting, but he couldn't make it this time, next time maybe, so you're stuck with me. So we're living through a pretty crazy time right now. The advancements in technology and the releases that we see almost weekly now are happening so fast that I'm actually starting to become a little numb to them. I saw this announcement a couple weeks ago, bless you, that it was I can't remember the name of the company, but it was the product was some hardware. I think it was called the Light 01, if anybody's seen it. And it's this little white ball that you carry along with you, and it attaches to your computer no matter where it is. And whatever you need done, any of the functionality of your laptop or computer is accessible by voice. And you just talk to this thing, say, hey, compose an email to Steve, or Slack, or check the calendar, or anything. And as incredible as that sounds, when I saw it, I realized that I wasn't really that impressed. I mean, a year ago, that would have been crazy, but there's so many advances right now that it's of course they built that. So I don't think you guys need me to stand up here and hammer home the fact that AI will, in fact, positively impact every industry, including real estate. I thought it'd be a little more fun to go through our process as a startup that's using AI, and how going from prototype to a in-production product was really enhanced using RESO standards. So if you guys brought tomatoes to throw at me, you'll have to save those for somebody else. So as a vendor that's been in this space just for a few years, I've sat through these sessions and heard over and over how the work you're doing today will help future vendors. And I can finally come up here and state that that is in fact true. All of the vendors, myself included, and you guys, quite honestly, have been given access to billions of dollars worth of AI that you can harness to shape this industry into something we can't even imagine. But we can't do that if all of our money and time goes into processing messy data. So that said, you can probably guess what my answer is to that question. But a little bit about large language models. They really represent the cutting edge AI-driven data interpretation. So this is not just a tool, but it's a game changer in understanding the vast oceans of unstructured data, not just in real estate, but that represent much of the digital age. And what sets them apart is their ability to decipher, interpret, and organize unstructured data or semi-structured data with amazing accuracy. And it's this capability that unlocks and opens new doors, not just for companies, but entire industries that otherwise have to deal with unstructured data. And in real estate itself, there's a variety of data volume, and it really overwhelms kind of traditional processing methods. Large language models enable us to parse through listings, descriptions, and even consumer intent to transform that raw data into insights. And the capabilities of LLMs extend far beyond just cleaning up messy data. They unlock meaningful patterns, and they can predict insights, and they can generate human-like responses. So with that in mind, it's not totally unreasonable to ask the question, if these things are so powerful at processing messy data, is all of this work that you're doing to standardize it, is it even worth it anymore? So to answer that, I'd like to talk about the process we went through in launching Finding Homes 2.0. We, about a year ago, started utilizing LLMs in our live product, but in a very limited capacity. We had it on a tight leash. We needed to know, how it was going to work, and slowly start introducing it to more and more of our capabilities. But it is so good that we pretty quickly decided to take the plunge and rebuild about 75% of our code, removing ourselves from the phrase-based and predetermined keyword functionality that is all voice technology, right? If you consider Siri or Alexa or any of the voice products. And so what happened was this. We quickly built a prototype, and it was jaw-dropping, because we had spent the previous years handwriting NLP that fit all of your varied data sets. And so to be able to plug in a large language model and it instantly understand and make sense of your data was incredible. But then we went from prototype and began the task to pushing it to production. And that's where we started to run into trouble. Because with the prototype, we had used just one MLS and their data. And even then it was slow, and we have a voice technology. So in the time that it takes us to process the messy user request, we can't also be processing messy data sets. But that's what was happening. And so we figured, we'll just optimize and speed it up as we go. But then as we started adding more and more variety from different MLSs, the more heavily we had to process and structure our intents in a way that accounted for all of this, which not only costed us a lot in dev time, but it slowed down the reaction time, and it cost us more money. So this thing that we thought we would just polish at the end to make it a little bit faster, we were moving backwards on it. So there's another task between prototype and production, and that's your cost per user. Normally it's a bit of an afterthought because with cloud computing, it's very incremental per user. But with this, having to heavily weight every single interaction, what came out the other end of the spreadsheet was like, holy shit, we better hope that nobody finds this product because it's gonna bankrupt us. So that said, ultimately, we figured it out, but it wasn't until we started to utilize RESO standardized metadata that not only sped up our product, but it cleaned up and made more reliable the data that we were feeding into it. Even with the MLSs that aren't fully compliant, just being near compliance was a huge improvement of our product itself. So as an example of a real world tool that now exists, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Lundy AI core. So this core is our proprietary framework designed to enhance the interaction between consumers and real estate data in natural language. It's where the power of large language models meets the precision of RESO standards. This core set of techniques allows the large language model to excel in interpreting real estate data, facilitating conversations that feel natural and intuitive. It's the bridge between complex, messy data and simple human dialogue. And on top of our AI core, we've been able to build a lot of our functionality, including the search by scenario, listing Q&A, and then on the agent side, the voice interface for adding new listings. By integrating RESO standardized metadata into our AI core, we ensure that the data our LLMs process is clean and standardized. This improved the user's experience, it brought our costs way down, and it increased the reliability of the data that we were sharing. The ultimate goal of the AI core is to make real estate information accessible, no matter what someone's situation is. Sorry. And that brings us to finding homes access. At the heart of Lundy Inc., our mission is to drive accessibility nationwide. By utilizing a core set of RESO standardized fields, we were able to build finding homes access. We knew that to drive accessibility nationwide, at some point we'd have to deliver a product that was free to the MLS. With large language models, we had half the puzzle. But for us to customize each MLS and their data sets, it was going to be cost prohibitive. But by using these core sets of RESO fields, we were able to achieve this goal with finding homes access. Doing all right on time? I'm going a little fast here, which is good because I think we were behind. So to conclude, what's remarkable about the positive effect of RESO is that a few years ago, nobody knew that large language models were going to impact the world the way they have. We didn't know. You guys didn't know. But the work you were doing back then affected what we were able to do today. And the work that you're continuing to do here will impact a company somewhere beyond the horizon that we don't even know about in a positive way. So I urge you to continue this cause. Large language models do not make RESO obsolete. Sam, so you can come up here. And thank you to this community. What you guys have spent the time and hours doing here helped us to achieve our goal of nationwide accessibility. So thank you.